I want to talk about this season of Selling Sunset and how the demonization of Chrishell is actually a feminist issue. So I made a video very similar to this one in 2023, but the discourse is starting again, so let's do it again. In case you don't know, this season, obviously spoilers for the first 2 episodes, this season, or 3 episodes, there's a lot of drama because Nicole and Chrishell are still getting into it, and in the second episode, they have a girls' giving where Nicole brings up Chrishell's dead parents who struggled with addiction. She basically is like, you're obsessed with drugs because your parents were drug addicts. Everybody freaks out. It causes a huge scandal. Everyone, literally every single person on the cast turns against her, and she is promptly fired in episode 3. There seems to be this weird sort of rewriting of history because in every single comment section I'm seeing, people are anti-Chrishell now. They're like, she is such a victim. She's actually a bully. She's actually a mean girl, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, let's actually, again, 2023, I made this exact video. Nicole came on the show. She worked in the real life office, right? So she knew all of these people off camera. She finally got cast on the show because they didn't want her the first time. She gets cast on the show. Literally her first or second episode at the beach, she comes for Chrishell and is like, you're only getting listings because you're sleeping with our boss, Jason. That's where all of this beef comes from. Everything else, like Chrishell being like, you're addicted to drugs or whatever, all of that started because Nicole openly was like, I need camera time. And the only way, Chrishell has said, the only way to get camera time on the show is to fight with Chrishell. Remember Jason's random girlfriend, his like 22-year-old Austrian girlfriend who decided to randomly come for Chrishell? She knows that this is the strategy. So she's like, you're doing this for camera time. And it just kept escalating after she liked homophobic comments, transphobic comments, and is now like openly playing up her own victim narrative to get people to turn on Chrishell. The feminist issue that I'm talking about is what researchers call the double bind of likability. And for very, very like breaking it down very basically, it's this idea that women cannot win no matter what they do, right? Basically, America Ferrera's speech in Barbie, if you want to think back, look up that speech. In the first 3 seasons of the show, people were like, oh, Chrishell is just pretending to be a victim because Christine was terrorizing her, right? She got cast on the show. Christine was evil to her. And Chrishell was like, okay, I'm not going to fight back because this girl is clearly crazy. So people didn't like her when she was too nice. After season 6, when she finally started fighting back against Nicole, because Nicole is the only person that she's turned on, people are now like, she's a mean girl. She's a mean girl. And it's like, okay, so you didn't like her when she was nice because she was playing the victim. After her husband left her on screen, he left her via text message. You guys didn't like her. And now that she's actively fighting back on a reality show about beautiful women fighting in beautiful houses, you still don't like her. This is what the double bind of likability is about, right? Because no matter what, if you're too nice, they don't like you. If you're too mean, they don't like you. In corporate settings, this is where it comes from, right? It's this idea that people will not take you seriously if you're too like soft or gentle, right? This idea of like the mother figure versus if you're too hard, like Christine, people won't take you seriously and won't like you because you're like mean. So no matter what, as a woman, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't, especially when you're a woman in the public eye, right? We see this with Jennifer Lawrence. We see this with Anne Hathaway. You have to always oscillate between these two poles where it's like, you never know when people are going to find you annoying. You never know when people are going to turn on you. But as Substacker and writer Rain Fisher Kwan says, the only thing you can count on as a woman in the public eye is that they will turn on you. Chrishell has now been womaned for 3 years in a row, right? Every single season of Selling Sunset, people pop up and say that they never liked her, that she's a mean girl, that she's evil. And it's like, okay, but you didn't like her when she was nice either. You can just like not like her. My friend Claire Parker of the Good Noticings podcast calls this the like mean girl loophole, where once you decide that a woman is a mean girl, you can say literally whatever you want about her. Because now people are like, that's why her husband left her. That's why she's like slut shaming her, homophobic comments, transphobic comments against G-Flip, like all of these insane comments that I'm seeing on TikTok only because they think Chrishell is too mean to a woman who brought up, this girl called her dead parents crackheads. Like, and yes, obviously, like I watch Housewives. I enjoy the act of watching these people sort of bicker and argue, but there's always a line, right? You don't talk about kids. You don't talk about spouses. There are very, very firm lines in the sand where it's like in polite society, you just don't talk about certain things, right? You cannot call someone's dead parents drug addicts and expect no reaction. In conclusion, this is a feminist issue because when you are participating in the hate against Chrishell, you are saying that like, no matter what a woman does, she will be crucified, right? Like you, if you are a woman and you're watching this, you should pay very close attention to the people who have turned on this woman because they're like, okay, you can't be nice. You can't be a victim. You can't play the victim, but you can't also be mean. You can't stand up for yourself. You can't talk back to people who are actively terrorizing you. Remember that Nicole started out her tenure on this show slut shaming Chrishell. She said that she was sleeping with their boss for listings, right? This is her legacy on the show. She started out with slut shaming and she ended with making fun of somebody with addiction. 2 people who had addiction and died of cancer, by the way. It's actually just shocking to me that so many people are defending this person because she, on top of everything else, like at the end of the day, this is reality TV and I love reality TV, but she's also really bad at being on TV. She's unable to articulate herself. She's jerky. She's quite odd, honestly. She can't like formulate a sentence or formulate an argument or like ever intellectualize or verbalize what exactly her beef is, right? That's been the weirdest thing about all of this, right? That she started out this 3 seasons ago. She came on the show and was like, I hate Chrishell. And everyone is like, okay. I think we all need to open our eyes a little and see where the tenor of this conversation is going, because I think it is very terrifying. And obviously this was 3 years ago, but like, it is very terrifying that this is the sort of discourse that passes for discourse now, where it's like, you, no matter what, you will be crucified as a woman.